Hi Martin, this is just going to be a quick, well, I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a quick video on the divi, how to use divi and the appropriate things for the website. As I started this recording, I thought I'd put together a cheat sheet of all the web sizes, the different, well, we only use one font. Mainly the sizes of the fonts, where to go, but you'll see as I go through the video, the sizing, and I might pick up on some errors of the website which needs changing, which is a good thing because it's just kind of refining it a little bit more. So kind of the standard size, the start of the sizing, enable visual builder. Actually, before that, I will explain the different these things because I know you've asked before. So the different colors represent obviously different modules. So the grey one is generally a module within a green, and this blue one is, if I go down to here, you'll see it. So this is kind of, you can kind of see with all the different title screens and stuff. But the blue is generally, think of a blue as a chapter, and the green as kind of a heading, and then within the chapter or something, and then the grey is like the text. So that's kind of what it is. And then this purple is kind of the book, if you like, the whole section. So it fits into this section. So kind of the purpose of the blue ones is that you can move a whole chunk together without having to, move lots of little green ones together. I haven't really used that because I just built it as I went along. So I didn't really know why the blue was there. So that's a different, what's it called? Colors explained. So most of the time you'll be going into the green and the grey, green and the grey sections, as you can see. So straight, if we go on to have a look at this one, for instance, so you can see the green will be highlighting this whole box, this whole purple box. And when we go onto the settings, we're going onto the settings of this box. And that's where we change the background color. Because it took me a while to figure out that, I don't know why, you don't change the background color in, you can see it's nothing doing, without going into the settings here. To change the background color, you have to go into the settings of the box, and then you can change it. It's strange. It's odd, and whilst I'm here, I may as well explain this. As you hover over, you got tablet, phone, and these you can set different colors depending. If I want on tablet mode, I could say on tablet mode I want it to be orange. Don't know why you do that because you kind of want a continuity. Hover. This would be used for the buttons. I'll go into that later, but most of the time, ignore that. You just want a generalized feel, which you've then done there. If you unclick it, that'll be for all tablet, phone, and a desktop. I hope this makes sense. I'm just speaking as I go along. I'm sure you can ask me some questions if you're not too sure on some things, and I can elaborate if needs be. So yeah, going back to this kind of grey. So this is where we get the main text. So this grey, if we go back again. The grey box here, you can see it's, what's it called? It's highlighting that text box. So if we click on the settings, we'll go into the settings for this text box. So before we were going into the settings for just this purple bit, that wasn't including the text box. So that's changing the sizing. It might be duplicating the windows, you can see, add another one, and so forth. Changing the column structures, make it look different. So that's for that setting. And then we go in, if you want to change the text, then we'll go into this one, and the text there. I don't use this. I don't know why, because it's weird, because it says it's paragraph, but I set it to a custom, heading one, which I'll write down. So what I do when I go in and change the text, I usually hover over the text, and this should appear. I click on that, and that will take you directly to the settings of that text, like that. The reason why I do this is for this instance, where we've got multiple sections, we've got header, and then we've got kind of the text box. It's much this setting, and then click there, and it'll take you straight to that, because otherwise it'll be looking for, oh, how do I get to there? How do I get to there? So for instance, if I want to change this, settings, then hit it again, and it'll take you straight to that, and then I can change the sizes and everything. And I'll not do that. So it will take you straight to this. You can see here, so we use pop-ins, and I think we use a mixture of semi-bold and medium or bold. I can't remember. I'll write it down for you. So you can, one sec, my headphones are playing up. So that's the settings there. Very simple. I will write those down for you. I still have no idea about these headings. I just haven't used them because I just don't know what they do. And then you can play around in these settings. So I'll try and explain to my best of my ability, explain the kind of this section here. So obviously the text there, that's the different text, and that's just change it in there, much easier. And then go into what we just did there, click that, and it will take you back. Background color, don't set a background color on this, because obviously it will it'll do that. You just don't want to do that. You want to obviously change the background in this one, background, and then into this one, background. You can select it there. I'll just quickly go through changing a photo. It's exactly the same thing, so we'll do it for the big. Actually, we'll do it for this one. Don't want to mess that one up. So this one here, we've marked that down. Same principle. We hit the green one because it's highlighting that green section. The blue one, remember, is that the chapter. This green one is like the subheading. We can see here. Then, if you drag them around, we can see if you want it that way. You can have it this way. Personal preference. And then we go. I can't remember. Oh yeah, it was that we're going into photo. So the first section here would be this one. I haven't renamed them. I've just duplicated them, and over time they're all called this because I've just used the same template, which I probably should have relabeled them as I was going along. So yeah, go into settings on that one. So then we're going into this section with the photo, and then we'll go into background, and then we can change the background through there. I only realized about a few weeks ago that we can crop within what's it called? Crop within WordPress. So let's take this. You can see I've done it there. This one, for instance. So if we go to edit image, we can crop. So quite a lot of the times the headers will be showing the image, so it's only like just the heads. So if we crop the image, we bring it down, so the header then will select more of the head. I'll show you what I mean. Like that. Click crop, save, and then update. Okay, so that's more of a heading format, and then when we upload it, it'll be a lot easier. So let me refresh the page. We'll go back into the setting, and you'll see what we just did. Come on. See why it's a bit. We get the green now. Okay, back into this one. Background. Settings, and that's the one we just cropped. You can see, and then upload image, and that will upload it. So let me apply that to a heading. Let's go to save it now, discard. Room hire, for instance. So if we go into the settings for room hire. You can see that quite a lot of the image is taken kind of from this portion, because you can set here, where is it? Center, yeah, background position. So top left, I've changed it. It's just through the window. It's a center. Just play around with that. But often, like we did then, which I realized, if you crop the image so it's how you want it, you can see, and then we do, if you do top center, we can see it's in frame. The heads are not being chopped off, and it looks like it's the right ratio. So that's, if you want to upload more photos and do it in Divi, then it's quite easy and quite quick. Sorry, WordPress. It's easy and quick to do it that way rather than having to go into photo editing software and crop it and then upload the image again. It just takes time. So if you do it that way, much easier. So yeah, I could do that with this image and have more of the chairs, but like the aesthetic of that. So yeah, that's a very helpful and a very useful tool I found. So contact form, let's have a little look at this. So because we're editing not this, the blue is the kind of that whole section, remember? We're going into kind of the subheading here. And it's weird because the contact form is this grey one. I don't know why. It classes as a text, like a text box. So if we click that, you can go into all these settings. I don't know why you would need to change any contact forms because it should be set up. But if you wanted to have, you got name, email address, subject, message in it, you might want to have, I don't know, phone number. Let's do a phone number. Duplicate. Go into settings. Change the titles. This is changing the title of the text box. Phone, and then field ID. You change that so we know what to click on. You'll see what I mean. When we go back, we can see it's changed the ID of that phone. And then if we go into design and then layout, we can make it full width or half width, which you can see we've done there. So that's all you really need to know about the contact form. There, you can change the text alignment. I don't know why is that not changing. But also the font, you can go into one of these settings here. Yeah, pop in. So it's all set. So you just duplicate it. So you've got all the settings right. So that, yeah. So that's the field. And then to edit the email address, if you click on email, you can see it's been sent to you. I'm not too sure what this message pattern is. I think you can add custom something. I haven't played around with that yet. Redirect. I haven't played around with the contact form massive loads because I don't know how much it will be used. And if it's just a simple, just an email gets sent to your email address or a different one, or just like a standardized yanmethodist@gmail.com, I don't think there'll need to be much stuff I need to change in Divi to make it more complex. It's just making more work for myself. So if you want to change the email address, change it in there. It's that simple, really. So the calendar, again, this one's code actually. I have to put a plug-in for this. So if we go into, may as well have a look at the calendar now. If we go into the the plugins, I believe it's simple calendar. This one. And all it is you can see it adds the Google Calendar, but it makes it look nice. So you, like we did, we copied the code Google gives you. You normally paste, like we did before in the old website, you'd have the old looking Google Calendar, but instead you'd get the API from Google, and then you paste it into, I've done it, so I'm just walking you through so you know. Paste it into here, we have a look. That's the API of the calendar, and then somehow it generates a better looking calendar. Then you can go in if you want to and change the colors of that. So go into settings. Is it that one? Oh, it might be on calendars down there. I can't remember. I yeah, there's a way to appearance. Calendars is right there. It's just staring me at my face. No. That's weird. But there's a way. I'll try and find it after this, so I'm not recording me looking through. There's a way you can change your colours, and you'll see. Where's our calendar? I think there's one under events and activities, isn't there? Yeah. So there's a way we can change the colours of these colours, and you just simply highlight, and it will show you all the information. So that's the calendar. So the tables is a really good plugin. Is really helpful because it was very easy to use. So I'm glad we bought that. I think I'll do this video in 2 parts, so it's more manageable for you to watch rather than just a 50-minute video of me talking. So yeah, again, because it's text, you click on the settings there, and here we can. It took me ages to figure out it. The calendar's really, I probably couldn't explain it. It's more of you playing around with the settings and going, oh, that's how it works, because that's how I learned it, and I think you'll be able to do that. But you could duplicate this calendar. That's what I literally just made one calendar, duplicated it, and then changed the settings. Very simple, yeah. You click on it, then you input the field, input the ID, and then it will change, obviously, what you want to put in. In the design, we can change the color of these. I just kept with the purple and green because those are the 2 colors. Well, we've got many colors, but I think they're quite a nice complementary color, rather like the maroon one and the green. It just sits nice. So that's the one I've used for, yeah, all the calendars across the site. So you may as well, literally, if you want to create another calendar, let's just create another field. So if you go into this one, so event, let's add another event. So we go into the event settings, click on here, press enter, and we'll do something else. Let's do junior energize. And then, so that's that one. Then we just do in the day, Tuesday, something like that. So you can see how simple time. So straight away, just plug and play, really, isn't it? Very, very easy to use that calendar. So, and then you can set the sizes and the width. I think it's here. It's in these settings. That will affect. I don't know what is affecting just the day one. I'm not too sure, but I've made it and it looks nice. And I think just duplicate. So there's obviously 4 there. There's a 3 one there. There's a 2 table there. So if you need a 5 one, you just if you needed 5 columns, duplicate it. You got a 5th one. It's simple as that. It's so simple, isn't it? Once you know. So yeah, the text here. I will also put this in the cheat sheet as well for the sizes. So size 18. This is important. 1.8 and regular. This line height, yeah. That kind of comes into effect when you have more than one line, obviously. But yeah, I'll put that in a Google Docs sheet for you, so you can go through and check if you wanted to input anything more, or you see an error, you could check, oh, is this the right size? It's actually 1 or 2 sizes smaller or bigger. So let's just save that. No, we don't want to save that. I think we should build it. Okay, so we'll go and look at the buttons, and I'll have this as part 1, and I'll do part 2 on the other things as well. So the buttons are already pre-made across the whole site, but I'll show you how to how they're built. It's useful just to just duplicate the ones which are already made. Why reinvent the wheel? But obviously the process is good, because if you want to rechange some stuff, you can. So button, straight away change the text there as soon as you load it up. Let's go back. Design. Actually, we'll look at the advanced straight away. So with some of the advanced custom CSS, this is, for instance, here I've used that. So we'll have a look. This will be setting the width of the button size. So you can see width 100%. So if you change that number to 10%, you can see what it does. So if you want, we've done the same here. All the buttons are the same, so I'd imagine this is 50 or 30%, something like that. So all the buttons are the same, and it looks, quite nice like that way, doesn't it? Rather just all different sizes. So that's the code for that. Very simple. I did try and find how to make the buttons bigger like that. Oh, there we go. Well, the same size there, but sometimes it goes on one line. I don't think that can be helped. I think that's what it is. So we'll go into the button settings again. Alignment. It says what it is on the tin, doesn't it? Align the buttons where you want them. Across the website, most things except for kind of our safeguarding forms, I'll go into the information hub in part 2. The kind of the documents, those kind of things, they're all aligned to the left. Everything else is center aligned. Yeah, that's just another thing just to keep in mind when you want to add something else in a button. So this took me a while to actually understand. So about 20 minutes ago, I was on about this hover button. So when you hover, so when we click this one, this will indicate when we hover over it, it will do these things here. So when we hover over it, you can see it changes to white and the text to black. So you can see our text color is black when we hover over it. And when we scroll down, our button background is white. So let's change that, for instance. Why is that not changed? I don't change too much because I've got it all set. But that's the principle. You change that. Probably because I'm changing something different. Yes, there. You can see what I did. Yeah, so when I hover over it, that will happen. So you can play around with the text colors. I've used different colors because I've maybe had a white background, like in the contact form. I'll show you quickly. Yeah, in the contact us. Obviously, we don't want to have a white. So you can see I've just done the inverse there. So when you hover over it, it goes black. Yeah, very simple. So just have a play around with the buttons. It's as I said before, just duplicate the ones you've got already. It's so much easier, less stress, less hassle. So the subject, if you want to, I will end on this one. I'll do a part 2 afterwards. Subject, if you want to add something else into the drop down menu, go into the subject settings. I think it's in, where is it? Content, text. Field options, there we go. So we go into, let's do that again. Go into the grey settings, subject, field options. Then we can add another one. So you can see how I've reordered it. Looks quite nice like that. Just duplicate something and then change it. It's easier doing it that way rather than having to click plus. And you can reorder them if you want to. So that's if you want to, I'm trying to think of, you just add something else in if you want to. And they can select, and then they select other if they don't know what they're saying. And then they click submit, and they obviously put this in for the spam protection. So that's part 1. I'll do part 2 now. Don't know what I'm going to cover in part 2, but I'm sure it'll probably be about half an hour again. I'll be looking at the YMC members page.